Research and development for new medicines is costly and time-consuming and almost always profit-driven. So where a disease affects only the poor, that market is neglected, meaning no new medicines. Kala Azar is one such neglected tropical disease. It's the world's second largest parasitic killer after malaria, killing 40,000 people every year, but has had no new drugs developed for decades. I'm Dr. Javed Abdulmunem in Ethiopia to explore how Big Pharma are being mobilized in an unprecedented global initiative to find and fast-track a cure for Kala Azar. Kala Azar, also known as visceral leishmaniasis, is a parasitic disease transmitted through the bite of infected sandflies. When they feed on humans, parasites infect the body and are internalized by macrophages, immune cells designed to protect us from infections. Here, the parasites multiply and destroy the cell, whilst infecting other phagocytic cells. The parasites then move through the lymphatic and vascular systems, infiltrating the bone marrow, liver, and spleen. Symptoms include fever, weight loss, enlargement of the liver and spleen, anemia, and a weakened immune system. The disease affects millions across 98 countries. Lowland rural Ethiopia, just north of the equator. Here, due to the hot climate and agricultural lifestyle, Kala Azar is endemic. Ethiopia alone has more than 4,500 patients every year, many of them male migrant farm workers working long hours in the field. For them, it's a 3 to 4 hour drive to the nearest Kala Azar treatment center. But for those unable to pay for transport, it's a long, hot walk. Fortunately, their destination, Gondar, is a center for the treatment of Kala Azar. For the last 10 years, Gondar University Hospital has been conducting successful clinical trials, involving the combination of two old drugs, sodium stibogluconate, or SSG, and paramomycin. In 2010, the World Health Organization officially adopted this combination as the new first-line therapy for Kala Azar in East Africa. It's the first movement in half a century, and Dr. Ermias Diro has been leading the way.
Our previous regimen was sodium stibogluconate for 30 days. With a combination, we were able to shorten the regimen to 17 days.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, indeed. And the efficacy was more than 95%.
So you've managed to cure 95% of patients with the new combination. Is that much better than before?
Well, in terms of efficacy, it is more or less similar, comparable. Right. Yeah, but in terms of hospital days, it shortened the hospital days to 17. That's a big achievement.
This two-drug combination therapy is safer and has almost halved the hospital stay of the earlier treatment. That's a crucial reduction for both patients eager to return to work and a health sector struggling to accommodate everyone. Currently, all 26 beds here are full.
Pleasure meeting you.
Javed, nice to meet you too.
Nice to meet you too, welcome.
This is it?
Yes.
Leishmaniasis Research Treatment Center. After the heavy demands of this year's high season, the hospital has run out of paramomycin. And despite the new WHO guideline, is forced to return to the full 30-day regimen of painful and toxic SSG injections.
So this is one of our wards, Dembaru.
Dembaru, I'm Javed, hello. He feels very hot, he still has fever. How long have you had fever, Dembaru?
ምን ያህል ጊዜ ነው ሙቀቱ የነበረ በአጠቃላይ? 2 months.
Gosh.
He has been sick for around 6 months now.
Oh, right, okay. Dembaru, you still have pain in your stomach?
በጣም አለኛው ይወጋል ቀስቀምጥ
Dembaru was first suspected of having malaria due to the similarity in early symptoms. But after not responding to treatment, he was referred to another clinic which finally diagnosed Kala Azar. Now 6 months after he first fell ill, he's in good hands. But if it was left any longer, he might not have been so lucky.
These are patients who are in very remote places, not able to find diagnostics for Kala-Azar. And subsequently, this when they are really weak and fever persisting, then they go for Kala-Azar.
And now that you're here in hospital, not working, how does that affect your earnings?
እስከሚሻለኝ ታክሜ ወጥቼ ወደ ስራዬ የተወሰነች አሰራይ በላታለሁ። ይሰራል ይበላል። በቃ በሽታው ሲጠናብኝ ግን በቃ ወደዚህ መጣ የተወሰነ ሺህ የትራንስፖርት።
Dambaru is likely to normalize within a week. Still, like all Kala-Azar patients, due to the dangers of SSG, he'll require round-the-clock monitoring and toxicity testing for the entire 31 days of treatment. The new combination therapy is an improvement, but until these toxic drugs are replaced entirely by new, safer and more efficacious ones, it's still not good enough. As a neglected tropical disease, Kala-Azar is desperately in need of a new research and development boost. A few thousand miles away, help is at hand through a new global initiative. We're here in Geneva, not far in fact from the UN and the World Health Organization, but over here we're going to meet DNDi, the Drugs for Neglected Diseases Initiative. DNDi are the non-profit organization behind the SSG-PM development. Founded in 2003 with the help of Médecins Sans Frontières Nobel Prize money, they've been rallying commercial pharmaceutical companies around the world to share their resources. Already, they've gained access to a limited selection of big pharma drug libraries and now have a portfolio of 15 promising new drugs in various stages of trial for several neglected diseases. But now, it's a particularly important time for them.
Come and have a seat.
Charlie Mowbray, head of drug discovery, is the architect of the all-new NTD Drug Discovery Booster, a project designed to access and speed up new therapies for Kala-Azar.
Well, it's a great time to visit. Here's an email I'm just about to send to 4 of the world's leading pharmaceutical companies.
Okay.
So AstraZeneca, Azar, Takeda, Shionogi.
Crikey, okay.
You can see here there's a chemical structure. There's some information here, different ways of depicting the structure, its activity against the parasite. Also, it happens to kill T. cruzi that causes Chagas. So this compound will kill the parasites that cause Chagas disease and leishmaniasis.
Really?
We will have screened 100,000 compounds maybe to find this one. They're really precious. The parasites are really difficult to kill. The properties of this are still quite a long way away from what we need for something that will ultimately become an oral medicine that you can swallow and it'll kill the parasite. So we would normally have to start making compounds by hand, one at a time, really slow, really expensive. But the companies that have been working in drug discovery for 50 or 100 years already have big collections, hundreds of thousands or even millions of compounds. And they're going to have some that look a bit like this one.
This is drug discovery. DNDi is essentially on the hunt for a lookalike to this compound, one that may have even better properties for the purposes of a new drug for Kala-Azar. But they can't do it alone. That's where the booster comes in. Each participating pharmaceutical company has effectively opened their entire back catalogue, and what's more, they'll lead the search themselves. So how have you persuaded these companies that it's in their interest to do this?
Well, I think there's many motivations, but one of the things I like, I'm a scientist, I used to work for a pharmaceutical company. The people on the other side of this project are no different from me. They're really excited and engaged about working on a disease like this because we can all see the appalling need here. Those people want to help. And I hope some other companies are going to join this project quite soon. So we really want this to be a global consortium.
Can you name and shame the ones that haven't signed yet?
We're working hard with some other companies. You know, it takes a long time in discussions like this. We hope some other big companies will join soon.
Great. So you're going to click send?
Well, I'm just about to do that. So yeah, look, we can send it.
Yeah.
And that will be off to our partners in the UK and Japan. At the end, the drugs will be made available at no cost or low cost to the patients that need them. So, an exciting time. Fingers crossed.
Glad to be here for it. 4 pharmaceutical giants have so far signed the booster contract, which means DNDi now gain unlimited access to millions of compounds. One of the companies, AstraZeneca, is in the UK, the other 3 are in Japan. Shinogi, Takeda, and Azai, who have received Charlie's email with the seed. We're looking for the man who received the email from DNDI. I believe he's in here. Atsushi?
Hi.
Hello. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Javed.
Javed.
So you look at structure of molecules on computer models as well as in real life clinically.
Sure.
Yes?
Yes, you're
Can you
correct.
show me what you do?
Yeah, of course.
Let's
Please.
have a look. Nice to meet you. Oh, nice to meet you.
This screen is based on three-dimensional structure. This is so. This compound is the seed compound.
And imagine this is the seed that came from DNDI. DNDI's seed is 17 parts carbon, 4 parts nitrogen, 15 parts hydrogen, and 1 part chlorine, connected into this unique shape. This combination and shape closely fits and binds to a vulnerable spot on the Leishmania parasites, interfering with their mechanics by a so far unknown mechanism. But the fit could be better. It's like fitting a key to a lock by intelligent trial and error.
1.0 is a 100%.
Yes.
This is the same compound.
Okay, this is not similar. You don't have to be a chemist to say that this doesn't look like that.
So I will search similar compound based on chemical properties. So oxygen and nitrogen.
Yeah.
And so this and that. So screening is running.
Oh yes, it's really quick.
It's running. Yes.
Ah, there you go. 94%
Yes.
similar.
Yes.
And you can see two rings, triangle. And the next one is 85.7%, and so on and so forth. That didn't even take 2 seconds.
Yeah.
After a successful scan for compounds with a similar chemical makeup to DNDI's seed, the team conduct a second scan for shape and behavioral similarities. Gosh, that's really fast.
In this system, we can search the compound which have the similar properties, the shape or some properties.
Wow.
Not the structure itself.
So actually it's an additional layer of screening for similarities. So these compounds actually exist in your library in this building.
Of course.
Crikey, are we going to see them?
Please.
Yeah?
Yeah, of
Amazing.
course.
Thank you very much. Azai have in fact found 96 matching compounds that DNDI have requested to see. Kim manages the archive.
So we store many compounds in this automated storage.
In there?
Yes. This rack has 384 mini tubes like this.
Oh wow, that's so small.
This tube contains our sample solution inside this.
So how many do you hold in there?
Yes. Capacity of this storage is 10 million.
10 million?
Yes.
Wow, wow. And I can see a barcode on the bottom here.
Yes.
Is that unique?
Yes.
Armed with the codes on Atsushi and Kazuya's shortlist, Kim is quick to retrieve the 96 compounds as selected by DNDI. This automated storage system houses 10 samples of every drug compound on Azai's database, kept at minus 20 degrees Celsius. Shall I leave it here? Is okay?
Wrong side.
Ah.
Right?
Shows how much I know. Wow. So one of these 96 could be a new cure or a basis of a new cure for Kala Azar.
Yes.
Really, right here?
Yeah.
Can we hold one?
Sure. This one.
Oh, wow.
It's very small amount, so it is very hard to find liquids.
Kim, honestly, this is amazing. So literally, this is one of the 96.
Yes.
Wow. Just out of curiosity, this is a compound. This was a drug that was being researched, and it's here in storage. What was it being researched for?
Yes. For example, this sample was produced in a project to develop anti-cancer agent.
Really?
That project itself has halted because they couldn't find a compound has enough property they expected.
Why does the company keep them in storage if it doesn't go anywhere?
We thought it has another possibility to cure some other diseases, so we store them.
And now we can. Now we can see maybe this could be the new cure for Kala Azar. Maybe it's a new class of drug. And it was originally intended to be a cancer drug. I think that's incredible. The samples are now packed for delivery and will head to a Korean lab where they'll go through rounds of testing against Kala-Azar infected cells. The most successful of them will become a new seed, and the process will begin all over again, further refining the candidate compounds. And off they go to Korea.
Yes.
Yep. Within a year, DNDi expect to identify the first truly promising new drug candidates. Back in Gondar, that's a very welcome prospect for Dr. Ermias.
We will continue the clinical trial until we get an oral therapy which can easily treat Kala-Azar.
Yeah. So some tablets would be better. You don't have to bring the patient to the hospital.
Obviously, yeah. You can easily treat, if you get an oral tablet which is safe and effective, you can easily treat this kind of patients in the field setting where they are. It is found in very resource-limited settings, remote border areas, with poor health facility setting. So the best will be to have an oral drug to treat Kala-Azar.
For now, although he's doing much better, Dembaru will have to put up with that tedious long hospital stay and daily SSG. So 28 more painful injections. It's not something to look forward to. With DNDi's drug booster offering a glimmer of hope for the fight against Kala-Azar, their aim is to use this method of working for other neglected diseases, giving new purpose to all those compounds previously locked away in vaults.